Well, yesterday was the Florida primary. What do you do if you're the newly minted Republican nominee for the office of governor of your state? Well, if you're Ron DeSantis, you wake up and put on your suit and go on Fox News to say that by electing your black opponent, Andrew Gillum, voters would monkey up the state. Watch this sickening display for yourself.
He is an articulate spokesman for those far left views, and he's a charismatic candidate. And, I watched those Democrat debates. None of that was my cup of tea, but he performed better than the other people there. So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda.
The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up, Ron DeSantis says, while pictures of his black opponent are on the screen. Ron DeSantis is racist trash. DeSantis' comments were so reprehensible, in fact, that even Fox News felt it necessary to slightly back away from them in this half-ass on-air statement.
A little while ago, we had Ron DeSantis, the Republican nominee for governor in Florida, on for an interview to discuss the Florida election. During the interview, he made what some are calling an inappropriate comment about his Democratic opponent, Andrew Gillum. DeSantis has since clarified his comment in a statement saying, quote, Ron DeSantis was obviously talking about Florida not making the wrong decision to embrace the socialist policies that Andrew Gillum espouses. To characterize it as anything else is absurd. Florida's economy has been on the move for the last 8 years, and the last thing we need is a far-left Democrat trying to stop our success. We do not condone this language and wanted to make our viewers aware that he has since clarified his statement.
I shouldn't have to say this in 2018, but apparently it bears repeating. Referring to blacks as monkeys and depicting them as such has a long and vile history with white supremacy protecting racists just like Ron DeSantis. From postcards from the turn of the century to tweets from Roseanne Barr a few months ago to this morning on Fox News with Ron DeSantis. Language like that and images like these have been used to degrade, malign, and intimidate blacks in America for a long, long time. This is because racists are stupid, petty, simple-minded goons who are terrified of anything that exists outside of their delicate little white bubble. Facing change or being exposed to people who aren't just like them is simply untenable. Some have asked what the upside of such a hateful comment would be for DeSantis. Well, he is a Trump loyalist and has watched his political role model go from towing that line with racist dog whistles. He has watched Trump refuse to disavow David Duke and the KKK. He has watched Donald Trump call Nazis very fine people. And by Ron DeSantis' estimation, it has paid off handsomely. So why not take yet another page from the Trump playbook and broadcast yourself and your bigotry in hopes that it pays off for you too? Isn't that right, Ron? Look, I'm sure this is nothing new to Andrew Gillum, though. He's lived his whole life in America, and that is long enough to have certainly experienced his fair share of taunts and abuse. He has certainly been around long enough to have witnessed the reprehensible treatment of our former president and first lady at the hands of Republican racists, just like Ron DeSantis. The bright side here is that Florida is filled with plenty of clear-thinking people who have a choice in just a few weeks as to who will be their next governor. And I have a great deal of faith in the good people of the state of Florida to reject the racist Trump clone and elect a man with decency and positivity for his fellow Americans, Andrew Gillum.